We're Daniel and Millie, and after 11 months on the road and 26 countries, we have discovered something extraordinary. Not about the adventure, not about the driving, but about survival. Because it turns out, the most important things you can own while you are living out of a box on wheels are unbelievably boring. So in this video, we'd like to show you our 5 boring essentials that has got us from the UK to Southeast Asia. Without these 5 things, we wouldn't be here. So we're going to jump straight into it with number 1. So number 1 on our boring essentials list, first aid kit. We carry 2 first aid kits. This is our emergency first aid kit, the one that carries all the bandages, the plasters, anything that can for a broken arm or burns or anything like that. This is also located just at the back of the driver's seat, a place where everybody, well, especially me and Millie, knows exactly where it is, just in case there's an emergency situation. In our second first aid kit, we have ibuprofen, paracetamol, all the drugs, all the pills, Lemsip tablets, anything for being ill, diarrhea tablets, we've used them quite often. Item number 2, navigation. We don't actually use expensive navigation devices. We do carry with us a Garmin, however I've never downloaded the maps after Europe. I've always just used our mobile phones. We have apps on our phones to navigate, and that's all we use. The maps that we use is Guru Maps and Organic Maps. They're 2 applications that you can download onto your phone. Both can be offline. So you download the map that you want onto your phone. It's a free app, so they're free maps. And we have used that religiously navigating through Central Asia, and it hasn't been a problem to us whatsoever. And we have done really remote off-road tracks. If the track isn't on Guru Maps or Organic Maps, usually it'll be on the other application. But honestly, that's all we use for navigation. We don't use anything like the big mapping Garmin Overlander or any of that sort of stuff. Next one, communication. Personally, I think this is definitely an essential thing to have, especially when you're in remote areas. If you can communicate with somebody else in the world just to let them know where you are, then it's essential, I think. If you ever get into trouble, if the car sets on fire, if you have a first aid problem, if you're hurt, you run out of fuel, or there's a catastrophe or something, being able to just send a quick message, or even better, especially on the Zolio, it has an SOS button. We just flick that up, press the SOS button, and then somebody will be informed in the region that we're at, all the way around the world, and they'll come and hopefully come and rescue us. We've never had to use it, but especially when we go to wild camp spots, there's no signal, and especially in Central Asia, it happens a lot. Being able to just send a quick text message to mum or dad, or your sister, your brother, or your best mate, just to say, look, this is my GPS coordinates, I'm here, I'm camping here, and I have no phone signal, but you can communicate with me on the communication device. So that's what we have, is the Zolio. Torches. Seems to be not really an essential, but we always thought that if you ever get yourself into a situation, and let's say for instance it's getting dark, your car's not working, you can't use a light for some reason, having a light, you can always try and flash someone down, or if you're broken down at the side of the road, you can stick your light there and they won't run into the back of you, or they'll see where you are, that sort of thing. So I think having light or some sort of torch or headlamp is definitely an essential. Recovery kits. We have quite an extensive recovery kit. Well, extensive, probably some people wouldn't say, but this is definitely an essential item, especially when you're traveling vehicle based. The things we have in our recovery kit is a winch rope extension, soft shackles, We actually do have some proper metal shackles just in case, and another soft shackle, and a kinetic snatch strap. This is a 10-meter snatch strap. We actually have never used this. The whole 11 months that we've been on the road, we've never used that. I don't know why. We also have a tree strap. So pretty self-explanatory. You wrap it around a tree and it prevents your winch rope from damaging the tree. Another thing we have, gloves. Don't hurt yourself while you're trying to recover. We also have other little things like this, a winch ring. So a winch ring, pretty self-explanatory. You have your winch from your car, you put your winch ring like this, you can do a double line pull. Winch rope coming into your ring and then back again attached to your car, and then it ups your ratios on your winching, putting less strain on your winch. Again, we've never had to use it, but we've got it anyway. Another little thing we have in our recovery kit is just a really simple tow strap. Not a kinetic strap, just a little 5-meter tow strap, just in case anyone breaks down or you break down and you manage to find somebody that can tow you. If they haven't got a tow strap to tow you to the nearest garage, you can just pop one out, easy peasy. We have the Max Tracks. They work for us more as a leveling, to level the car more than we've actually used them to recover. But definitely another item that I don't think we'd go without. So the last and final thing on our boring essentials. So what we have here is our toolkit. I was going to call it a basic toolkit, but looking at it, I don't think it's actually that basic. First thing I carry is a tyre repair kit. Again, pretty self-explanatory. It's a repair kit that if you ever get something stuck in your tyre, you can plug it. I'm not going to go completely into detail in this because there's many videos that show you how to plug your own tyres. Again, touch wood, on the whole 10 months that we've been on this trip, we've never had to plug a tyre. Oh, one thing I will actually mention is to get a valve stem kit as well. So the stuff for the valve cores, which are these, and the stems, essentially that's the valve stem. We also carry spare caps and the valve cores, which lives inside the valve stem. Again, never had to use them, but I think it's pretty damn essential to keep on you. Next thing we carry is a grease gun. This is our grease gun. Pretty greasy, but we use this pretty much every, well, you're supposed to use it every 5,000 kilometers. We use it probably a bit less than that. As soon as you go on a dusty road, all your CV joints, all of your suspension gets covered in dust, and then wear and tear increases. So keeping your CVs and your suspension greased, definitely a key. So carry a grease gun, definitely. Obviously carry a set of spanners. Doesn't really matter what spanners, as long as you've got a set of spanners for your vehicle. That is definitely essential. We also have a socket set. Again, any old socket set, as long as it works and it's reliable, get the sockets for your vehicle. Definitely carry a socket set. Another weird little thing that I also carry is I carry 2 G-clamps. I can't see the second one, but 2 G-clamps. Once I was in Wales with my old Land Rover Discovery, and the brake pads went on me. They was obviously too thin, my own fault, and I needed to find a new set of brake pads. Anyway, I found a new set of brake pads, and I was going to fit them myself, but we couldn't because we couldn't get the pistons back in. Luckily, we managed to do it. I can't remember how, but having a G-clamp to just wind your pistons back in on your brake calipers, it just helps, and also it's useful, I think. Obviously, mainly for fire, I have 2 sets of welding gloves, hammer for hitting things, a pot rivet gun. You need to carry the pot rivets, of course, but again, useful for things. Sealant gun. You need to carry your sealant, but sealant gun. Balls. Another couple of things that I find quite useful is those little rings when you're changing wheel bearings. We didn't have one of these when we left, but I soon figured out that I really desperately needed one, so I got one just to take the rings out. And a crimping tool. If you have any electrical problems and you have the connectors, easy peasy, crimping tool. I also carry, again, never used it, but I carry it, a adjustable crimping, well, it's not crimping, it's an adjustable, I don't know what you call it. Anyway, you put that on your bolt, and you know when you're with the adjustable spanner, it's quite loose all the time, it gets really annoying. This tightens it up, so there's your bolt, put your bolt in, tighten it to whatever you need it to be, and then crimp it. And it just tightens it so you don't round off the bolt. Again, there's probably loads of other little things that I've missed out here, but set of pliers. I've got a Leatherman, which comes in really handy, but set of long nose pliers, really useful. One thing I did forget to mention before I packed everything away is a multimeter for your basic toolkit. Multimeter is an essential part because your car has electrics. If something goes wrong and it's electrical, you can test what's getting electric current and what's not getting electric current. You do have to sort of know how to use one of these things. Again, many YouTube videos. I'm not going to do one, but a multimeter is definitely an essential while overlanding. And jump leads, definitely another boring essential item that you need to take. If your battery ever dies and there's a passing car coming through, what are the chances that they have a set of jump leads? So you have your own set of jump leads and you're stranded, and it's happened to us multiple times. You can wave a passing car or whatever has battery, connect your jump leads up, and you're back on the road again. So I understand that everybody's essential list is completely different. There are thousands of YouTube videos on what you should take, on what you shouldn't take. This video is just representing on what we take. These 5 items have got us from England to Southeast Asia. Each one of these items, some we have used, some we haven't used, but I think they are things that we really need to take.
And that concludes our list of 5 and a bit more boring essentials that we think will at least get you to your nearest DIY store. That's if you don't break down before. Until next time, goodbye. Please buy our t-shirts on our online store.